What is up, you guys? It is your boy John here from Puma Plow. Welcome back to another FELSBRUNN episode here on the PC. Do appreciate you guys clicking on the video. Welcome in, guys. I'm glad that got stuck up there, by the way. I was taking a couple minute, a little breather between videos and watching some TikTok. I'm not gonna lie, and I kind of forgot that the Cedar was running. Not gonna lie, totally forgot Cedar was running. I'm like, oopsie, my bad. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll get back to liming here in a minute. We'll probably run. Yeah, probably gonna go run this load of beans over, and then we'll get back to the liming process, which will allow the Cedar to run. For right now, he can just sit there. He is fine and dandy. Yeah, I was just watching some random TikTok. I know I've talked about TikTok in the past, and especially on streams, but I'm addicted to TikTok right now. In fact, if you look at the data usage, or not data usage, like the Wi-Fi, because data would be like, mobile data. But if you look at the Wi-Fi usage on my phone, oh, it's all TikTok. Let me look right now, actually, while we're driving. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny, and yeah, I'm addicted to the smartphone, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody kind of said I would be. Yeah, I am. Oh, the recycling man's outside. I was like, what is that god awful noise outside? So far on my mobile data, like the stuff you have to pay for, kind of thing. Because right now, what we're doing is we're actually on a pay for what you use plan. The thing that we went with, which is called Ting Wireless, or Ting, just Ting. It's like an online-based cell phone company, and they like rent or whatever from like other carriers, basically, like the tower room. So they don't actually have an unlimited plan. Okay, so you pay for what you use, or you could say, okay, I'm gonna pay for 2 gigs. If I quote and we're going to use more than that, it turns off the data. Right now we're on the pay for what you use plan, because I was like, I want to try this, streaming from the farm and stuff like that, and just put it on pay for what you use, and I'll pay for the data that I use. I don't care, whatever, it's fine, right? It's like $10 a gig. It's not too bad, actually. Some of the other things you hear, Spectrum Mobile is like $12 a gig, so $10 a gig, I don't think it's too bad. But anyway, so right now I've used like 382 on the data, the mobile data, like off the cell towers and stuff. And what have I used off of here? On my Wi-Fi, in not even a month, I've used 20 gigs on my Wi-Fi, and the biggest one on there is TikTok. It's 7 gigs. So yeah, and the only reason, well, I watched it on my tablet too, so it'd be higher if I didn't watch it on my tablet, but I do watch TikTok on my tablet too. So Twitch is number 2, but that's usually when I'm trying to kill my phone, when the battery's on like 12% or something. I will just try to like suck the battery down as low as possible before I charge, because I don't know, I feel like that's the right thing to do. I don't know if it actually is, but I try to get the battery down to less than like 4%, 3%, somewhere in there. If I'm going to charge it, I feel like that's just good for battery life, But I'll throw it on like Twitch and just fire up a random stream and just like let it go. That's usually what I'll do to like drain my battery. Probably not a good thing, but it works, right? And I'm giving somebody a view while I'm there as well, so that's always good. Help people out, right? I don't mind it. So anyway, but that's why Twitch is up there on the data usage. So yeah, I may actually look into not consistently, but once in a while, maybe like on a Sunday. Obviously it'd be a Sunday because it's the only time we go there for the most part, but go to the farm and try to stream to Twitch, because I know there's a Streamlabs app like you can download and get your overlay on there and stuff, I believe, or you don't really even need an overlay, honestly, but alerts would be cool. you know, let me know if somebody, you know, does bits or follows or hosts or something like that. That'd be cool to have on there. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's something that's in the back of my mind. I might try to figure out how to do all that. I get really good upload speed from the farm on the phone. I get like 20 meg up on the phone from the farm. It's like, this is awesome. As long as I'm not standing in the building. If I'm in the building, it's terrible. In fact, most of the time if I'm inside our shed, and now this is inside the shed with all the doors shut because it's been cold, so we keep all the doors shut. It might be different when the doors are open. I don't know. I haven't been down there and had the big door open yet. But with all the doors shut in the shed, most of the time it says emergency calls only. So it's like, yeah, it's bad. It's pretty bad. God, we need fuel in this combine, guys. Oh, it's getting down. It's getting pretty close, boys. And I think there's another tractor that needs fuel, too. I think our hauling tractor needs fuel. Like, man, we just need fuel right now. Need a lot of fuel, so that's okay. That is okay. Go ahead and clean this spot up, because why not? I guess he turned around early because of the light pole. Because I didn't do an end row all the way across here, so. Ooh. No, not going to get that spot, huh? That's cool. Oh, and then I'm not even touching the light pole, bruh. So, speaking of TikTok, I don't know where these dudes are from, if it's Australia or New Zealand. It might be Australia. I'm kind of thinking it's Australia. But there's these two dudes, and they'll just say, and I don't even know if it's like created for TikTok or if they just like put it on there. But they will just be like, they'll be out walking, and they'll be by, say, a fountain. And the one will be like, hey, brah, silly salmon. And he has to just, like, go jump in the fountain and, like, flop around like a silly salmon. It's the funniest thing that I've found on TikTok. Or I was just watching, and there was one where he goes, the one guy had, like, food. And he's like, pocket it, bro. And, like, he has to just take his food and shove it in his pocket. And it's hilarious. And they, like, take turns, or they edit it so it looks like they're going back and forth anyway. So if, like, one gets on, then the other, it's probably all, like, quote, staged, but it's hilarious nonetheless. Yeah, silly salmon, pocket it, chug. I don't know, like, all these different ones they have. It's so funny. Oh, disappear. That was another one. It's like, you have 5 seconds to disappear, go. Do you go and just dive in a trash can or something? It was like, what the heck? It was so funny. Anyway, all right, we're just about done with the harvest, boys. Just about done with the harvest. Yay. And then we get to make some money. Money, money, money. Can't wait to make some money. Not gonna lie. Can't wait. It's gonna be good. It's always good to make money. Always good to make the money. You know what? We're not even going to turn around. I was going to turn around. I was like, no. Just back up and then get it. All right, we are done harvesting. Yay. Applause all around. Harvest take us a minute now because we got the other field now. So it's like harvester real. Field 10, you don't realize. Field 10 is pretty massive. It's almost another one of our big fields here. Just saying. It takes a minute to get old field 10 done up there. But the good thing about field 10 is it's nice and like rectangular and no angles. And you hit the H button on one side and boom, he goes to the other side of the field. It's amazing. I do like it quite a bit. I do like it. Anyway, see, this tractor could use fuel too. I mean, we're under half a tank, but we could probably use some fuel, you know, might as well get some fuel in the old tractor here. All right, so let's run this over to the train, and we'll get the train loaded up. We can actually start loading this with wheat as well, and then we'll come back eventually and work on the fields if we have any time at the end of the video, basically. So let's worry about selling right now, and then we'll work on that stuff later if we have time. That's what I'm thinking. Otherwise, I'll do it between videos and be in next time. Hopefully, doing some landscaping. Okay, hopefully doing some landscaping the next time. Probably not gonna have time in this video, but hopefully in the next one. Hopefully. Hopefully. I can't wait. Am I carrying that sign with me? I never saw the sign pop out anywhere. Interesting. Like that one and that one. And I gotta run them all down every time I play, you know? Every time I reset the map, it resets all the signs, so I gotta run them all down, guys. That's how that works, right? Pretty sure. Pretty sure that's how that works. Gotta run them all down, because why not? Because why not? Why not? Alright. So we will empty the soybeans. And then we will fill, not with soybeans, with wheat. Let that go. Come and jump. Oh, I can't. I ate too many brownies. Come on. Come on. Or something. I do like my brownies, so I'm not going to lie. Brownies are good. I haven't had a good brownie in a minute, though. I don't eat a ton of junk food. You know, I know I'm a big boy and all, but, like, I don't really eat a ton of crap. I mean, I do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Alright, that door's not open on that car, so we need to open the door. Fill her up. And we're going to be taking it to the train. Which one is that? Is that okay, that's the close one. I was thinking it was over here. Cool, it's just right there. Boom, boom, done, done. Alright. And then we'll be selling our wheat. Okay, Port Southeast, no big deal. So we'll do that. That's going to take a minute because it's a bit of running, but it's not that bad. All right, let's go with our soybeans. Woo to the woo-woo. I haven't said that in a while. Just saying. Shout out to those of you that, you know, like the woo to the woo-woo. Hashtag it in the comments, maybe. I don't know. Do your thing, boys. Do your thing. So yeah, we're just running this literally around the corner. We could have used the tractor for this, but hey, why not use the train? Anytime you get to use the train, why not? Why not use the train, right? Slow down because we're taking the siding. Mostly I want to slow down because we're stopping right here, and that has nothing to do with the siding. But, you know, it is what it is, right? I actually want to, like, stop at it instead of passing it like I normally do. Normally I'm terrible with the train. It's like, just slow down, John. Just slow down a little bit and you'll be good, okay? Okay. Just saying. Then you get those times where the train just takes off and just drives. It's like, no, come back. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean it. I swear. We're making some good money off these soybeans. We need to do a lot more soybeans. This needs to be like our cash crop. $214,909 off that first. Yes. Yes, please. Yes, please. Now, we won't get as much because these other cars don't hold as much, but holy cow. Money, money, money rolling, boys. It's about time. It was good. This is 2 harvests worth of soybeans, though, of course. So it's going to be a pretty decent amount of money. At least that was the hope, and I would say we've nailed it, boys. Just saying, I'm pretty sure we've nailed it. We're gonna, wow, be quite a harvest. Those 2 harvests were worth it, huh? Just saying, and we're gonna sell the wheat, $286,545 for that car, and then this one's not gonna be much because there's not much in it. So there's still 51,000, right? All right. And we'll dump that. And probably just going to ditch the train here because I don't need the train anymore. We'll let it sell and then we'll ditch it. So this is good. This is good to make some money, guys. I'm happy. $123,067, which brings our grand total to $668,000 for those 2 harvests. That's actually not bad. I don't think that's bad at all, to be honest. So let's go sell our wheat. We should have a couple loads, right? Yeah, got a couple loads of wheat. So we'll get this moved out as well, and then we have money to maybe do my little landscaping project. It's probably going to be kind of a waste of money, realistically, but it's something that I've been wanting to do in this particular spot for ever. So we're gonna pull it off. I should probably make a copy and like go do what I want and make sure it's gonna work out. But I'm just gonna YOLO it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll just have a mess on the map. Whatever. YOLO. Oh man. Goodness. The other thing I still want to do, and I haven't done it yet, is the high-speed like fertilizing mission montage, whatever. Not montage, but high-speed video. I still think I want to do that. I just haven't done that yet, but I think I should. I think I should do that. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that eventually. Maybe. We'll see. We will see. I still think a liquid fertilizer tank that you can put behind a tractor or a semi or a pickup, whatever, and drive it to the field would be so nice, so handy. I mean, I guess I could put pallets in like on a flatbed and drive it out there, but by the time you load up a pallet or you load up pallets, it would just be faster to drive back to the shop and do it that way, you know. I'm not gonna lie, over in Fenton Forest by Stevie, it's very nice to have just, you know, a buyable place in your homestead. It's so nice. If I was doing more mods on this Let's Play, I would definitely bring in a fillable, a buy point. 100%, I would have a buy point at the homestead. So it's very nice over on Fenton Forest to have that. I'm not gonna lie, it's very, very nice. Oh goodness. The only thing I don't like about Fenton Forest, and this is me just totally being like, it's a joke. This roundabout right here, he put a tree in the center of it, so I can't do this. I'm just saying. Oh, okay. All right. That didn't work. It did not work out at all. But yeah, Stevie put a tree in the center of it. And it's like, man, how am I supposed to, you know, parkour through the center of a roundabout if you put a tree right in it? I'm just saying. And you can't buy that plot of land to cut that tree down either. I'm just saying, because I know some of you are going to be like, duh, just cut it down. No, you can't. You can't buy that plot of land. You cannot buy the town on Fenton Forest. But it's okay. I'm just totally like joking about it anyway. Love the map. Just saying. Love it, love it, love it. It's such a good map. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to sell this wheat, guys. We need to make a little detour and get some fuel as well. I feel like we've used a fair bit of fuel in this tractor because it's our Roadrunner. Spent a lot of time in the old 7R here. Good tractor for road running. You can see it's a little light with this trailer sometimes, but it's not terrible. That's a decent amount for wheat too. I'll take $58,000, basically $59,000 a load. I'll take that all day, day. All day, day. I'll take it, boys. I will take that for sure. For sure. But let's detour and get some fuel, because it's just right up the road, is it not? Oh, it's down the road. Down south still. Okay. So I mean, seriously though, if you put a tree in the roundabout, I can't do this. I do like their landscaping there with like the multicolor flowers in a swirl pattern. Like, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's pretty neat. Good job, Giants. Good job. Somebody was like, we gotta do this. Let's detour this way. Now, I get like this one has the bowl in it, but I don't know if it has it on Fenton Forest, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all, actually. I have not paid attention. Alright. Fuel. Get some fuel. Tractor's been a little thirsty, boys. Not as thirsty as that combine is right now. That combine's like almost running on E. Just saying. Little $381 fuel bill. Ran in and got ourselves a fresh big gulp. Actually, spoiler, this is going to maybe sound weird to some of you. So a big gulp is from like 7-Eleven, right? I believe. I've never had one. We don't have like a Slurpee. Isn't that, or, yeah, Slurpee. Isn't that from 7-Eleven as well? We don't really have 7-Elevens around the St. Louis area. There used to be one, and it might still be there, kind of like down where my grandma used to live, down in like South St. Louis County, where my grandma was like lived. I wouldn't say from. Yeah, she was a city girl at one point in time. She lived in like St. Louis City, like downtown proper. Grandma lived down there. Grandma grew up in the city, I will say. Yeah, there was a 7-Eleven down there that I can remember stopping at a few times, but I never had a Slurpee. And I definitely never had a big gulp, because at that time I was buying like, what's they called? Oh, God, like bottles, like a 1 liter bottle or whatever. That's what we would do, because we went down a lot in the last couple of years of Grandma's life there. You know, she wasn't driving. She was still with it mentally for the most part. Like, she was pretty good mentally up until like 2 weeks before she passed. Or really even like a week. No, God, a couple days before she passed, she was like okay mentally. So my aunt that lives with us, she was working at like a thing, right? Okay. And Grandma would drive her to and from work, because my aunt that lives with us is mentally challenged, so mentally handicapped, whatever you want to call it. And so my grandma would drive her to and from work. Well, once my grandma quit driving, my aunt was still working, so like my uncle that lives down there would drive her occasionally. My aunt who lives down there would drive her occasionally, and then my mom would actually go down there. And we don't live close, you know. It was a bit of a drive, but sometimes I would go, you know, spend time with Grandma and my mom, and you know, basically we'd pick up Grandma and we'd go pick up my aunt from work, and then usually take them, like, either we would go all of us for dinner, like an early dinner, or we would just get them something to like take home, let's say, if we weren't like ready for dinner or whatever. But a lot of times we would stop after we dropped them off. My mom and I would stop at like whatever place, you know, 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, one of those places. And this tractor is a little light on this tipper, isn't it? We would stop somewhere and we would get kind of like some snacks and some soda, because at that time of day you got traffic. It's after my aunt got off work, and it's like coming home at like 4 o'clock, and there was tons of traffic everywhere, and it was like, this is terrible. This is just terrible. So we had to fight through traffic, and you know, it should have taken us, we'll say, half an hour. It's more than that. I'm not going to tell you how much, but we'll say it should have taken us half an hour to get home, and it would take us an hour and a half to get home. Basically, it would take us like double to triple amount of time to get home because of the traffic. So sometimes we would just like, hey, let's go for dinner and sit around somewhere for an hour or two. Instead of sitting in traffic, let's sit at a restaurant and spend time with, you know, Grandma and Aunt. So we did that a lot. We're just like, we're just gonna make a day of this. So, or we would just, you know, go drive around or whatever, take them wherever they needed to go. Grandma needed to go shopping, whatever. Let's go. So that was fun. Those were some good times, good memories that I have of spending time with Grandma before she passed. So, like I said, mentally, physically, she was actually pretty with it until the end there. We're really not sure if she had a heart attack or a stroke, but something happened to Grandma. Well, actually, what happened first, don't know how this happened. Somehow she started, she had, like, this is weird. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but why not? She had internal bleeding. And they said, you know, somebody 90 years old, it could have been caused by a seatbelt in a car being a little too tight or something. So we have no idea how it happened. Nobody has a clue. But she started, her abdomen, like, she started putting on all this weight. Well, it was blood. She had all this excess blood in her abdomen. And so they got that kind of, you know, put her on some blood thickeners, basically, and kind of got that straightened out. And then, you know, she was in the hospital when that was all going on. and she was still right there with it mentally and everything. And they took her home. They took her to where she was living at the time, which was with my aunt and uncle. And my two aunts and my uncle, basically. And they took her home, and she was doing okay. She was a little weak, but anytime, you go in the hospital, you get a little bit weak, and especially with, some internal bleeding and stuff. She was definitely a little bit weak. But something happened one day where they got her, like, she went to the bathroom, and they helped her back to her recliner. And she was sitting there, and they all were kind of doing their own thing in the house, apparently, and they turned around, and she was laying on the floor. And have no idea how she got from the recliner to the floor, but apparently she was laying on the floor, and so they called an ambulance, and they intubated her, put the breathing tube down her throat, basically, and it was basically decided, well, she laid in the ER for a while, and then they put her in the ICU, and her blood pressure was not where it should have been. It was very, very low, and they made the decision to not treat her because there was this medicine they said they could give her, and I've heard of it. I don't know what it's called, but basically if any of it were to, like, not go in her vein, if any of it were to get out into the, like, her body and not be in her veins, it would burn really bad and, like, just cause damage. And I don't know. My mom received a phone call at like 5 o'clock in the morning one day, and it was her two brothers were at the hospital, and they all three kind of made the decision together to let grandma go, basically, and not prolong any suffering or anything. And so they decided not to treat her, and they took her off the ventilator, and like an hour later, she actually did breathe on her own. She actually did breathe for about an hour, and then she didn't anymore. So I don't know why I'm telling you guys how my grandma died, but there you go. That's it. I don't know why. That was mom's mom. She was the last living grandparent that I had, and probably the one that I was closest to, because, like, Dad's parents, Dad was the youngest one in his family. I'm the youngest one in my family. Dad's parents were very old by the time I was around, Dad's mom had Alzheimer's really bad for many, many years. She was in a nursing home when I was very little. She went in a nursing home in the early 90s. Why does it keep changing crop? She went in a nursing home in the early 90s. I was born in 87, so I was pretty young when she went to nursing home. I do have memories of her being at home. Very few. I can remember playing hide and go seek with her, because I used to go over there a lot. It was, good for her, basically, if you know what I'm saying, like to spend time with family, and it kind of gave Grandpa a little bit of a break, not really, to have me over there, because I was pretty young still, so Grandpa was kind of taking care of me at the same time. But I'd go over there and just kind of, spend time with him and stuff, and I can remember playing hide and go seek with Grandma. This is my Dad's mom, and I guess it was her turn to hide, and she went and hid under the kitchen table. And mind you, she's like 80 at this point, 75, something like that. She was no spring chicken. And I guess she wasn't that old. She was like probably 70 something. But still, 70-something-year-old lady. She went and got underneath the kitchen table, and she got stuck. And she couldn't get out. And my grandpa had to come help her get out from underneath the kitchen table. And I can remember kind of feeling bad about that, but not at the same time. It was funny. She was laughing. Everybody was laughing. It was kind of a whole thing. And then I can't remember where we went. We went on a road trip somewhere, just a little day trip or something with Mom and Dad. And I can remember going over there and telling Grandma about the trip. And the big thing I kept telling her was about all the roadkill. And she was such a good grandma that she just like kept, she was just like engaged in the story and whatnot. And I just kept telling her about roadkill. And I don't know why, but it was just all this roadkill that we saw on this trip. And I just kept telling her all about the roadkill. That's all I told her about the trip was the roadkill. and I don't remember why. But that, for some reason, those like 2 memories have stuck in my head about, you know, going over there and spending time with Grandma. And then obviously, once Grandma was in the nursing home, I spent a lot of time with Grandpa. Just, you know, it was good for Grandpa to have somebody around, kind of. My other brothers, you know, that we kind of all went over there as much as we could and stuff, you know. And I'd go over there, and you know, and Grandpa would take me out for lunch. We'd go to Hardee's and get a hot ham and cheese sandwich. I still have vivid memories of those, and anytime I get a hot ham and cheese now, I just instantly think of Grandpa. It's kind of funny how that works, you know. But anyway, it's good times. Remembering the good times, that's for sure. You know, Grandpa always had, you know, even after Grandma passed, Grandma passed. Grandpa was in a facility by then. But when Grandma was in the nursing home, Dad and I would still, you know, go see Grandpa quite a bit. And at the house, you know, we'd go over in the evening sometimes. And he always had flat Pepsi and Chips Ahoy cookies. So occasionally I get a thing of Pepsi still and let it go flat on purpose and dip my Chips Ahoy cookies in it just because of the nostalgia factor of Grandpa's house. I'm just saying. So kind of a whole thing. Okay, we got more wheat to sell. One more load. Okay, we're going to go in. I know we're in bonus time, but that's okay. We're going to get this done. We got to get all this selling done. And then next video, we're going to do some landscaping because we are going to have some money. Finally going to have some money on this map to kind of piddle around with. I know we've had money in the past and we bought fields and combines and stuff, but it's good to finally, you know, we're gonna do something here. So just saying, maybe I'll quit talking about depressing stories about my childhood. Not depressing stories. The depressing part is that they're gone, I guess. That's the sad part. But like remembering the good times, it's not depressing at all. It actually makes me happy. You know, my love for Police Scanner, by the way. You know, everybody knows I listen to Police Scanners a lot. My local county, I listen to countywide, you know, law enforcement in one ear, fire and EMS in the other ear. I have an app. I listen to it on PC, whatever. In my free time, I always have it on. That came from Grandpa. Grandpa had a tabletop. I was looking for the word there. I couldn't find it. A tabletop police scanner. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, when Grandpa passed, actually it was before Grandpa passed, I guess. Or was it after? I don't remember. I think it was after Grandpa passed. They were cleaning, you know, going through his house and stuff. And that's the one thing that I got from Grandpa's house was the police scanner. Because when I would go over there, he always had it on. And there were times where we would just sit and listen to it and wouldn't do anything else. We would just sit there and listen to the police scanner. And that's all we would do. And I don't know. I have to ask Dad, like, how much of a thing was that for Grandpa? Did Grandpa have it, like, on the farm growing up? Or, you know, when he was younger? I don't even know. But he always had his police scanner on right next to his recliner in his living room there. And I can vividly remember, you know, sitting with him or sitting in another chair in the living room and just listening to the scanner. Or I used to play with my die-cast farm toys. We had a lot here. Not we. Grandpa had a lot of die-cast farm toys. I guess, I don't know. He just got them over the years. I don't know if he bought them or if, like, people bought them for him. I'm not really sure. But I know there were a lot of farm toys at Grandpa's. And actually, I didn't get those at the time, but they are in my basement, and I have claimed them. There's 2 boxes, I believe, of the old farm toys from Grandpa's house. And nothing's, like, in good condition because they were played with by a lot of grandkids. You know, Grandpa had... How many grandkids did he have? Or did they have? Let's see. There were 7 of us in my family. And then... there's, what, is there 3 in that other family? I can't remember how many grandkids because we don't see those people. But yeah, there's 3 over there. So, I mean, there's, you know, 10 grandkids in that family. And they, like, all of us played with those farm toys at some point in our lives, I believe. Maybe not the older ones, but I know us younger ones definitely did. So, I still have them all. Like I said, they're in a couple of boxes buried in my basement somewhere. I know right where they're at, but they're pretty well buried in the basement. I'm not gonna lie. My basement's overloaded with stuff, but you know, I think any house that people have lived in for a lot of years, it just happens. You know, it really happens after a certain amount of time. And definitely not gonna lie, my parents, especially my mother, not gonna lie, she likes to maybe hoard some things that she shouldn't. And nothing's like bad. It's just like, do we need every toy from when I was a child, when all of my siblings and I were childs? You know, it's like the Fisher Price stuff where the little figurines where the heads pop off and choke kids. Like, do we really need that? Like, let's throw that in the trash so we don't choke any kids with it in the future, you know? It's probably made out of lead anyway, so just saying. Or BPA, you know, it's probably BPA and got lead in it, and you know. But anyway, we tried to go through. We had what we called the toy room in our basement, and it was just part of the unfinished basement, but there were like shelves and toy boxes, and it was full of stuff. I mean, imagine 7 kids. We had good grandparents over the years, bought us a lot of stuff, especially grandma. My mom's mom was really good to us over the years, and bought us a lot of stuff. And you know, you collect a lot of toys and stuff when you have 7 kids, obviously, and like all of it's still down there. We didn't get rid of any of it. It's like, oh my god, there's so much stuff. So one of these days it's gonna happen where we pull the trigger and just start Goodwilling or heaving or eBaying or something. Problem is, none of it's in like quote good condition, because there were 7 of us that played with stuff, and we had friends come over, you know, just always playing with it. You know, you just wear it out. Like, I've got all my, okay, so the farm toys we had at Grandpa's were like the 1/16 scale. And then the stuff, I have the 32 32 scale. The smaller stuff, okay? I have a bunch of that stuff. That was like my thing as a kid and as a teenager, was to collect that stuff. Or not collect, just get it and play with it, basically. And I've got a whole big bin full of that stuff. And I know it's all trashed. Like, I played with it. I played with it hard. I played with it out in the dirt in the backyard. Like, I played with it, you know? So it's just kind of funny that, like, it's not going to be in good shape at all. But, you know, maybe someday break it back out when if I ever have any kids. You never know. You never know someday. So, anyway, guys, weird video talking about weird things. I'm sorry. 46,214 for that trailer load. That's awesome. What's our grand total for like harvest income for today? If I could scroll, $891,000 off our harvest income. So it was like three harvests worth of crop. It's not bad, I guess. It's not too bad. But we need to do, I don't even know what we're planting right now. I don't know what I put the planter on. We need to do a lot of canola and soybeans. We're planting wheat. Okay. That'll work too. That'll work too. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do the liming, the seeding, the fertilizing, the herbiciding, all that stuff. I'm going to get this done before next video. So until then, I'm your boy John from Puma Plow. Thank you for listening to Random Stories. I'm sorry if it bothered you in any way, because I could see it bothering people. But anyway, have a great rest of your day, and as always, toodles.